Hello, Canada, and welcome again as we continue on. It's week 7 of the TSN Classic Bowl Championship. Randy Peterson alongside as we work our way towards the 5-person ladder. And I think what we've seen through the first 2 qualifiers is that, in fact, if you throw a straighter ball right now, you probably had the advantage.
Yeah, Vic, wasn't it not too long ago that some so-called expert was talking about how much of an advantage it was to throw the big power ball?
The expert next to me?
Yeah, I got to take an about face on that. Hey, listen, the lane conditions are very demanding, and I know that firsthand because after last week's competition, I actually got out on the lanes and threw some shots. So I know firsthand what the players are bowling on. And the straighter is greater factor is now in play. So the power players are scrambling to make the proper adjustments to combat this very difficult oil pattern.
Let's take a look at the players we'll see today. One of them, of course, will hopefully move on to the ladder and play for all the money when we come back here on Canada's sports leader, TSN. Our opening game on the 7th week of the TSN Classic Bowl Championship features a very experienced Ray Verink. The 48-year-old from Whitby, Ontario, has played in the TSN Pins game, has represented Canada around the world as he goes against Douglas Yu, 31 years of age, from Markham, Ontario. Difficult start for Douglas Yu. Ray Verink, 3rd seed, 3 straight strikes, and Douglas Yu with a couple of spares and an open, and desperate to get something going. Here in this opening game, it's week 7, the TSN Classic Bowl Championship.
That was a ball change by Douglas Yu after going ring and 7, through the nose, open frame. He said, well, I'm in trouble. Let me make a ball change, and it worked.
Do me a favor and watch Verink's approach here, because he almost takes a side step, and there's 4 in a row. You know, you see most people walk straight to their mark. He actually does a little bit of a shuffle here. Bing, 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 bing. Look at that, over and left.
Yeah, and I really like that move because what it does is it allows his arm swing to swing back down and underneath his right shoulder, and that puts his hand in a perfect position to apply power to the bowling ball.
Verink comes in seated as the number 3 player in this round after a 216 he scored against Vincent Trong.
Come on, wheel. All right.
So after 4 straight strikes to start, and look for the spare here.
Yeah, it leaves it 2-4-8, and that was just a little bit right of target. And on this oil pattern, it doesn't take a whole lot. Little too far to the right, a little too far to the left, and there's no chance of the ball getting to the pocket. So the players have to make good shots on this tough, demanding oil pattern.
Well, he wrapped it around, and so an open in 5, which provides a little hope now for Douglas Yu.
Boy, we see this a lot throughout the competition where a player gets a big lead with 3 or 4 or 5 in a row, only to come back with an open frame. And again, that's the reason why I like to throw the ball straight at spares. Even though there was a sleeper, the 8-pin there, I still think you could throw it straight at that.
Hey.
Oh, he got a good kick.
He wanted to double to get right back in this match.
And really, when you think about it, and you make a good point, that having seen the open from Verink, the double would have had it to help his pin count, but he'll settle for the spare. Terrific start for Ray Verink out of Whitby, Ontario, and the just so-so start, an early open for Douglas Yu, but he's come back with a strike and a spare. Douglas lost to Sean Patterson. Bowled a 187, but he qualified for this strike 16 as being one of the top 4 non-winning scores. Nice cover.
Well, Vic, even with the open frame by Ray Verink in the 5th, he still has a 31-pin lead working in the 6th frame here. Now's when you just want to put your opponent away.
Now, we made the point that, as you say, straight is great. You said that Ray is one of those bowlers who has enough talent to either hook the ball if he needs to or throw it a little straighter.
Without question. And this is one of the things that I saw when I was out on the lanes. It's called carry down. The oil starts to push down the lane, and you can't see it. You can't even anticipate it until what just happened to Ray Verink right there, leaving the 2-8-10. That was a really good shot out of his hand. But because that oil's pushed down the lane now, that bowling ball doesn't return from that spot where it once did 2 or 3 frames ago.
Right. Now, I've, in my bowling commentary experience, seen sometimes where the oil will almost track right to the head pin, and it's almost a given. You don't want that either, do you? I mean, that's it's like having a rut in the ice, and you just, or you know, a sand green in some parts of Canada and the United States, and you just put it in the, you make a track and it just follows it to the hole.
Right. Well, certain oils move down the lane faster than other oils just because of the way they're made. But keep in mind that these bowling balls, these high-powered bowling balls, do 2 things. One, they push oil in either direction and towards the pins, and 2, they actually absorb oil off the lane.
Right.
That's good.
That should have been better than that.
But you see how soft the motion is now after only 7 frames? So the adjustment for Ray is going to a stronger bowling ball.
Well, in fact, you'll actually see the oil on the ball when they pull it out of the carousel, right?
Right.
Oh, Ray.
Yeah. Oh my! What's happened here?
That's 3
in a row.
3 opens in a row, and all of a sudden now it's a 9-pin game.
And a chance for Douglas Hugh.
Well, he had a commanding lead. I mean, 30-plus pin lead, and now it's 9 pins.
Now that is taking advantage. That's seeing your opponent stumbling, stubbing their toe, and you just kicked him.
It's also another ball change, the 3rd different ball that he has used in 7 frames.
Now, I'll point this out just because I think this is fascinating about this particular sport. The difference in, look at the people we've seen. There's back-to-back. But there is Douglas Hugh, who weighs, by his own admission, maybe 130 pounds. But look what he can do.
That's the great thing about the sport of bowling. They come in all shapes and sizes. And with this shot right here, Douglas Hugh just took the lead in this match.
And now Ray Verink has to regroup, and quickly. 4 strikes to start. Now 3 opens. What's he got?
And there's the ball change that we were talking about. Ray going to now, because remember, the players get practice prior to the start of this match. They get a feel for what the oil pattern's doing, and during this match, the oil pattern has changed. They have to stay 1 step ahead of that, or at least try to stay 1 step ahead.
Wow.
This is just a total mental meltdown for Ray Verink. 4 straight open frames in a row.
That's strange. I mean, you're talking about somebody who has played on TV, on TSN, has represented Canada at the Malaysian Open, has played in the Commonwealth Games and the Tournament of Americas. is a former Canadian champion.
Well, he still has life. He can strike out in the 10th frame and shoot 202. Douglas Yu right now at 184 currently, but working on 2 in a row. Oh,
Anyways,
what a great shot.
how many times is that? Three, 4 times he's left that 7?
Well, he started off with back-to-back ring and 7s. I mean, this is just a great shot. Watch this. He makes another ball change. Talked about it before. Jams it right into the 1-2, only to leave another ring and 7 when he was working on a double. That's heartbreaking.
Now, is he, would you call him a straight shooter?
Without question, he's a down and in player. Here's the deal. Douglas Yu can strike out all 3 in the 10th frame and lock Ray Verink out by 1 pin.
I'll tell you what, Verink with that start of 4 straight strikes, it's the only thing that's kept him in it.
All right, we're going to give Douglas Yu a spare here. He's going to be in the 190s with good count on his fill shot. But very important here, Vic, because if he spares here and then strikes, he would force Ray Verink to throw 2 in the 10th. If he doesn't strike on his fill shot, Ray Verink would only need the first hit in the 10th. So this next shot, the fill shot for Douglas Yu, very, very important.
Way wide. Scores 7. Total of 189.
Ray Verink needs the first strike and 8 spare in the 10th frame, and he'll shoot 190. Got to have this hit right here.
Been all or nothing for Ray Verink, hasn't it? Strikes or opens. What's he got? Number 1. There they go.
Well, he made the change, the ball change, and then he came back and made 2 great shots in the 9th and 10th. But he's got to have at least 8 on this next shot. Eight spare. 9 on the first shot, and it's an automatic winner.
Eight or nine. 8 or 9. Crossed over. Oh.
Now he's got to cover it for a tie. He needs to convert to 3-6-10 for a tie. See Ray looking at the scoreboard right now, wants to know exactly what he needs to do.
Needs them all. Needs them all. And he's got it. So we will now have a roll-off.